What's up? Jason here, and I want to talk about building more muscle and burning more fat. Wouldn't it be cool that if we ate certain foods that tasted good, they would help our body build more muscle and teach our body to be able to burn fat better? And isn't it funny how some people can, eat all the carbohydrates they want, and it seems like they can never get fat? And we probably know somebody in our family that is challenged by something like diabetes, being pre-diabetic. There's the terms insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance. So I want to go over 5 simple, actionable tips really quick that you can apply to your life right away that are just habits of highly effective fat burning people and proven, backed by science. So the first thing that you would want to do and prioritize if your goal is to burn more fat and build more muscle is improve insulin sensitivity. So somebody that utilizes food, carbohydrates, and a relationship with insulin well has high insulin sensitivity and low insulin resistance. So what is this? Insulin sensitivity is the way that your body and pancreas produces insulin to be able to drive the blood sugar into your cells. If you have unhealthy cells or you're insulin resistant, your body has a hard time pushing that into the cells to use, and it gets stored as triglycerides and fat, which can affect your cholesterol. So if you have high insulin resistance, think that that's going to increase the odds of heart disease, tiredness, sleepiness, fat gain, low energy. So these are all tips and lifestyle habits that you can do right away to be able to make sure the foods and carbohydrates that you're eating are going to be utilized better and increase insulin sensitivity. So number 1 is strength training, especially anaerobic training. When you build muscles, you're making your cells hungrier, and they're more likely to make your cells insulin sensitive. We're going to use it more to recover those muscles compared to being stored as fat. Same thing with anaerobic activity. Think of sprinting, things that get you out of breath. It's hard to find a sprinter that sprints on a regular basis that has a lot of body fat. So strength training on a regular basis is going to help, especially on times when you're eating carbohydrates. So that's an insurance move that you can take advantage of. Number 2, optimize your carbohydrate intake. All carbohydrates are not created equal. We want to focus on eating more of the foods that have fiber, which are going to slow down the glycemic response or improve that in your body. Things like resistant starches are going to have an undigested type of fiber that also can help. So that's things like foods, things like rices and potatoes. When you cook them and then cool them, it can be things like green bananas and tiger nut flours. Also fermented foods. So things like kimchi and kraut are going to be high in prebiotics, and there's been a lot of research to show how this helps insulin sensitivity and also can combat cholesterol. Remember, the more we can improve how our body handles insulin, the less likely we'll have triglycerides floating around and getting stored, which affects our heart disease. It's all related. Number 3, balance out your fats and make sure that you're upgrading, your oil intake. So think about your omegas. We hear omega-6 and omega-3. Omega-6, a lot of seed oils, nuts, and omega-3s more like fish oils, and we have some hemp and flaxseed. But anyhow, our cells are surrounded by these lipids that help protect them, and they need to be strong and flexible. The more that we have a better ratio of omega-3s, the healthier those cells are going to be, and the more they'll be responsive and sensitive in order to using insulin, managing blood sugar, and so on. Number 4, add in foods that help improve the glycemic response specifically. So things like cinnamon, apple cider vinegar that you can drink before a meal or at nighttime, foods high in magnesium, which is extremely essential for the signaling of our cells. It helps with our brain and so many different functions in the body. And then to combat that, reduce the foods that make fat storage really easy. When it comes to fructose or high fructose corn syrup, this can overload and put a lot of stress on your liver because fructose is not going to be activating your pancreas to create more insulin. So less fructose, especially liquid fructose, which is just a big challenge on your body, just dumping a bunch of energy that our bodies are not designed to be able to use right away. So add in more of the good, crowd out more of the not so good. Finally, number 5, these are lifestyle habits that make a difference. You can do more of these positive lifestyle habits. Number 1 is reducing stress, getting good quality sleep. Sometimes fasting can help. Research shows that fasting can improve insulin sensitivity, but not if it's going to be a major stressor. So make sure your total life stressors are not out of whack before you start fasting. And then next, how you eat. By eating protein in all of your meals, or starting with protein and fat before you add in a lot of carbohydrates, it will slow down the rate at which the carbohydrates and blood sugar will hit your bloodstream. So those are some simple things that you can take advantage of right away and just be conscious and slowly add in these different lifestyle habits. Hope all of these were helpful, and remember, the more improved our insulin sensitivity is, the more our cells are going to be healthier, responsive, be able to build more muscle, defend ourselves against degenerative diseases, be more resilient, and less likely that we're going to be running into fat storage. So those are things that can be added in a positive way, and you can have fun with all this. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.